Swinging a high drive into center field. It's at the wall. It is gone. Casas does it again. It's gone. It's into the bullpen. This game is tied.
He swings and rips one to center field. It's high. It's deep. It's back. It's gone. Sale winds. He fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. It's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship.
Welcome back to Don't Mess with the Johan podcast. This is episode 107. Welcome back to Play Testing. It's episode 107. If you're listening on drop day, it is August 2nd. This is the official podcast of all Johan Ramirez fans all across the world. Far and wide, we run. There are many of us in fields and meadows. We love ball and we love Johan. This is also known as the official Red Sox podcast of WEI. Before we get going, Sox Rangers series preview. But before we preview it, hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening. Subscribe, and subscribe on multiple platforms. I promise you, it'll make your day better, and it will increase the Red Sox chances of winning. If you're on YouTube, do it. Subscribe, WEI too. Rate us 5 stars on the podcast platforms. Thumbs up on the YouTube page. We got the Playtesty playlist there. You can find us also on the socials at Playtesty on both Twitter and Instagram. Lots of good content coming out there. I'm here with Sammy. I'm here with Joe, who's in for Pat. And we're here to preview the Rangers series. As we're recording, we don't know because the trade deadline just passed and Luis Garcia, reliever, come over from the Rangers. He's meeting the team in Texas. I figured out why. I figured out why he didn't come to Boston. He would have had to fly from California all the way across the country to Boston to be available for the game today. And then the next day, it would have been literally fly across the country and then the very next day fly back across the country to Texas. So
with like a suitcase, living out of a suitcase as well.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that to our guy Lugar.
Yeah. And Sox won the third game, didn't matter. But he will be activated. So before we preview this, who do you think's gonna get the option or the DFA for Lugar? Gotta think of a nickname for this guy.
Who's even on the roster? I'm so like confused after the deadline
I'll hit
day.
you with the roster. I'll read you the current active 26-man bullpen.
Just give me the bullpen. Yeah, because they had a whirlwind of moves the last 2 days, and it's been up and down changing. Your boy Johan got DFA'd. Thank God.
It might have cost them the World Series doing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That guy's like the Red Sox are going to go on a huge run and they're going to get all the way to the World Series. And that guy's going to have gotten claimed by like the Mets and he's going to finish the year like as a starting pitcher going like 7 shut every single time. And he's going to shove it down the Red Sox throat in the World Series. And you're going to be pissed that you messed with the Johan.
No, dude, you're right. And I'm actually running for the U.S. presidential election. I'm going to be third party. It's going to be me, Kamala, and Trump. And we're going to do a three-person debate. And I really think I got a good chance. So that's also happening.
And then after that, I'm going to sign up with NASA, and then I'm going to go fly to Jupiter and discover that they actually have Taco Bells out there.
Yeah,
you all will rue the day that you messed with the Johan.
First man on Jupiter, Johan. Johan can't claim that, but Joe Braverman can.
Yeah, well, Johan can claim that he is the first pitcher to pitch for it. Will when he catches on with the eventual World Series winning team, it will be pitched for 5 teams in the same season and win the World Series.
I have an actual question, and nobody's gonna be able to answer this, but maybe some listener out there will be able to answer. How many guys are there who have made their debut for a team who hit their first batter?
Oh, well, that feels like something that you could look up if you paid for like a stat service.
Because Johan did such a thing.
You want to hear the bullpen? You want to hear the active bullpen?
Yeah. Let's go back to that.
Alphabetically, you got Bernardino, Boozer, Criswell, Bailey Horn, Kenley Jansen, Zach Kelly, Lucas Sims, Josh Winkowski.
Okay, Horn. It's gonna be Horn.
I would say either Horn or Winkowski.
I think it's Horn. I think it would have been obvious if the game on Wednesday was a blowout, then you would have known based off of whoever the guy who throws 40 pitches is the guy who's getting optioned. I think Joe, I'm going to disagree with you. I think the only two people that it could be between are Horn and Criswell, but I think they need that guy that's going to be able to go long. I don't think Bailey Horn is a guy that you're going to trust to go 4 innings and throw 60 pitches to eat a game. So I think Criswell is going to be in that role. And we talked about it last episode, how maybe he could follow James Paxton and they could experiment with that. So if they do that, they'll be down to 2 lefties on the roster instead of 3, but not a lot of teams carry 3 lefties. And both Boozer and Bernardino are guys that you can trust to get lefties out. So I agree. I think it's going to be Bailey Horn, but we'll have to see before the game. It will be announced. But let's get into the series preview here.
It's got to be Horn. It's got to be Horn. Come on. It's got to be Horn.
I like Bailey Horn too. I'm glad that he has options and can stick around.
If someone goes down, he will be recalled just like that.
Yeah, that's like actual decent bullpen depth. He's nothing special, but he's capable. So that's we don't dislike Bailey Horn, but it's definitely going to be him.
I like Bailey Horn, but this is what we talked about before the deadline. We talked about how there was nothing in AAA. If they were going to call a guy up, it was going to be Trey Wingenter, and like or like Brad Keller, and like that's your AAA depth. But now, when you trade for Lucas Sims, when you trade for Luis Garcia, you can option Greg Weissert, you can option Bailey Horn if that's the move, and maybe my guy Johan passes through waivers and they can outright him to AAA.
Yeah, he's gonna, I think Johan's actually gonna be like probably the best pitcher to ever pitch in the Uzbekistan baseball league. So good for him if he doesn't hit every batter.
I find it hard to agree with you just because it's going to be hard to pitch in the Uzbekistan league when he's literally winning World Series MVP in the state.
Oh, that's my bad. I didn't realize. I didn't realize so many innings in the arm. Isn't eligible to be in the Major League Baseball World Series, which Johan Ramirez will certainly be playing in. But yeah, please carry on.
He's a stud. You've heard it here. He's a stud. But yeah, that I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be Horn. We'll see. But going into a series with the Rangers, of which I will be attending on the road all 3 games. And just I should have put the numbers together, but the Red Sox, when I watch them on the road, are historically awful. So be nervous about the series. Rangers are 52-57. They are on a 2-game losing streak, 5-5 in their last 10. They are 6 games back on the Red Sox for a wild card spot, but their season isn't going to be about the wild card. It's going to be about the division. They're only 4.5 back of the joke that is the AL West. The pitching matchups, as we're recording, we have the Red Sox pitchers announced. None of the Rangers pitchers are announced, but just based off of the rotation, I think we can assume. So the first game will be Cutter versus Dane Dunning, who once screwed me into a fantasy baseball last place season.
You talking about Dane Dunning? Dane Dunning out there in Texas. I love me some Dane Dunning. Okay.
Trivia question for you guys about Dane Dunning. He was traded from the White Sox to the Rangers. Who was he traded for?
Yes. I actually know this one, I think. Benny Agbayani.
So close.
Who was it?
Lance Lynn.
Damn it. Oh. Okay, that's actually I should have gotten that.
And a good trade for the Rangers because Dane Dunning's a good pitcher and Lance Lynn is no longer
right. You say it right.
Say what?
Dane Dunning.
Dane Dunning. Dane Dunning is a good pitcher. He's good pitcher.
Meant to pitch for Texas.
Do you know what this guy wears? He wears like the Danny Jansen style glasses. Like
it was on the tip of my tongue. I was gonna say we might get a Rec Spec versus Rec Spec matchup.
Ooh. Oh, now I'm kind of pissed off he's not a lefty because that's the thing is none of the pitchers the Rangers throwing out there are lefties, but now I kind of wish Dane was. Right. Maybe he'll get an at-bat in there. Maybe he'll get
flab it, Dane Dunn. Have that you did that done.
Dang nabbit. So Cutter Crawford versus Dane Dunning, Tanner Houck versus Nathan Eovaldi.
Never heard of him.
And then a battle of pitchers who show emotion. Nick Pivetta versus Max Scherzer. Emotion.
Oh my God! The Red Sox get Dunning, Eovaldi, Scherzer. Are you freaking kidding me?
Hey, at least none of them are lefties.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I feel like the Red Sox always beat up really good starting pitchers, but then you get a no-name lefty and they get shut down. Like that NPC that pitched for the Dodgers, Rabowski.
Yeah, Rabowski. Yeah, he. But it's so predictable at this point. It doesn't matter if you I could go. I throw right-handed. I could get on the mound and throw left-handed and probably have a better chance to beat the Red Sox than like Max Scherzer throwing righty. Like, just the way the team is. But
I don't know about that, actually.
I know it's been better. It's been better. They have been like the best offense in baseball since the All-Star break, despite facing like almost exclusively lefties.
No, to be fair, I was saying I don't know if you would do better with your offhand against the Red Sox than Hall of Famer Max Scherzer would do. But that's kind of a hot take anyway. So maybe
it's possible. I mean, maybe before the Danny Jansen trade, I could have done it.
Gordo, Johan, right there.
Dude, don't put me on Johan's level. That's ridiculous. Johan might be the only right-hander that could carve up the Red Sox. 9 scoreless. But in terms of the offense, you think of the Rangers as a big offensive team, a lot of big names in there, but really not a lot going on this year with that team. Seager having a downish year, 826 OPS, which for a full season is the highest on the team. Marcus Semien having a down year, even though he was an all-star, 721 OPS. Luis Garcia, who absolutely mashed for them in the postseason, 662 OPS for the year. Wyatt Langford, who last time I checked was the Rookie of the Year favorite, but I'm sure it's back to Luis Hill. But I don't know why he was ever atop the leaderboards. He's got a 688 OPS. More recently, last 13 games, Nathaniel Lowe. That's right. My full name is Nathaniel, so we're brethren. But he's got a 1033 OPS in his last 13 games. Josh Smith having a solid year as well, but he's been cold in the last like couple of weeks or so, basically since the All-Star break. Had a high 800s OPS going for a little while, very quietly. But yeah, the offense being down and a lot of injuries in the rotation, and they'll have guys coming back. But like that's kind of why the Rangers, defending World Series champs, but they're 52 and 57. Not deadline sellers. They did trade Michael Lorenzen, but that's due to the pitching they have coming back. But let's predict this series. As I said, guys, I don't know if it's going to impact your decision. It's certainly going to impact my prediction that the Red Sox always lose when I see them on the road. Make your predictions. I'm going to see if I can put it together, their record when I see them.
Well, let me just first give you a standings update after
Oh,
this
yes,
series,
please do.
Because
Please do.
There is a little bit of a development because yours truly is now tied for second, correctly predicting 2 out of 3 wins for the Sox. Pat and Gordo each said that they would win 1 out of 3, and Sammy went with the sweep. So you guys were wrong. I was right. So the standings have Sammy still in the lead with 11. Me and Gordo are now tied for second with 7, and then Pat is in the basement with 6.
What did Pat predict? Pat sent his picks in, right?
He says the Sox are going to win 2 out of 3.
Okay. You guys, I want you guys to go first because I'm literally trying to piece together in my head what their road record is, at least since I graduated college.
I'm going to go. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm saying Red Sox win 2 out of 3. I think they win the first 2 games and then they drop the finale.
Oh, you're going against the Sunday Sox?
Yeah, I don't believe the Sunday Sox are a thing. I think they were a thing, but now they're coming back. They're winning on Friday. They're losing on Sunday. It's just not a thing. They're the Red Sox.
All right, I was putting together in my head all of the terrible things I've seen on the road. What did he pick? Did he pick 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3?
Pat went with 2 out of 3.
Sammy, 2 out of 3 for Sammy. Okay.
Win-win loss.
All right, Joe, you go next.
I don't want to be down on this team, but I feel like I do have to say that they're going to only win 1 out of 3. I do think they are going to get the Sunday game because I still believe in the Sunday Sox. I know Max Scherzer is a Hall of Famer, but he's not the same pitcher that he was back then. He's battling injuries and age, all that stuff. So I think they'll win that Sunday one, but they're going to lose the first 2. I just think, like Colorado, they're a bad offense, but just get them rolling, and the Sox really have a hard time with it. So 1 out of 3 for me.
Joe, you said he's battling injury, he's battling age. I definitely thought you were about to say he's battling AIDS. I was like, what?
Why does your mind go there? Just bank your picks.
Come on, Gordo. Gordon.
Okay.
Get your head out of the goddamn gutter.
I put the record together. I'll give you the sequence. So the Red Sox, since I graduated college, because when I was in college, I saw them play Baltimore on the road a fair amount. And this was when Baltimore was just completely terrible and they would win every time. Since I graduated college, they are 3-9 when I see them on the road.
Why are you going, dude? Here's what you should do. Your friends in the bachelor party, the 11 guys, I think they go to the game. You just stand right in front of the entrance. So you're very close, but you're not there to curse the Red Sox. And that would be a fun bachelor party for you.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like just in the 100-degree, like it's in Texas. So inside the ballpark's like a crisp 72. Outside's like a blazing 103. I'll just like
but
burn to death.
Gordo, let me say the same thing that everyone said to me about the West Coast. It's not that bad because it's a dry heat. There's no humidity, so it's 110 degrees, but there's no humidity, so it's fine, Gordo. You'll have a great time.
Isn't that wrong?
There.
Isn't it humid? Isn't it also humid?
No, I think I don't. Well, if it is, it's not. It's not.
Well, either way, it's terrible. It's either bad or it's worse.
Yeah, it sucks. But yeah,
we have a pool at the Airbnb we got. We got a nice big Airbnb with a pool, so I might just live in there. But so 3-9. So okay, I saw 2 games at Yankee Stadium in 2019. They lost both. Then in 2021, I saw them lose 2 out of 3 at Yankee Stadium, and that series was like a super gut punch. 2022, I went to the Cubs series when the Cubs were really bad and the Sox lost 2 out of 3, and that kind of felt like it was like kind of the beginning of the end in 22. It was Sale broke his finger like a week later. And then in 23, I saw them in San Francisco when Casas hit that crazy homer off Logan Webb, but then they won that game and then lost the next 2. So I have not seen them win a series on the road. The only wins I've seen them get are like by a thread. Like literally all 3 of the wins that I've seen them get, none of them are like fun, awesome wins. It's all just like, oh shit, they probably should have lost that game and didn't. So all that to put a bow on it, I have to pick them to either get swept or to lose 2 out of 3. There's just they are not going to win the series with me there. I'm sorry. I am doing this to the nation, to Red Sox Nation, and we need wins, and I'm going, and I'm cursing this team, even though they win when I'm there at Fenway. But on the road, it's not a good thing.
Where's the sequence that you're saying? Which game are they gonna actually win while you're there?
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I even want to pick them to win a game while I'm there. I think I'm not going to do it. I think I just got to pick them to get swept and hope that I just like tempt the gods to smite me and look at you. See the Red Sox swept. Look how stupid Gordo is. And then I'm just like, haha, right back at you, buddy. Like, so I'll pick the Sox to get swept and just keep my fingers crossed.
Whatever reverse psychology you want to go with.
I am really doing gymnastics in my head. I've been watching a lot of Olympic
You're the
gymnastics.
Simone Biles of trying to do this.
Of the mental gymnastics. Yes. But let's move on to the next segment. Crystal bomb. Someone say it.
Bomb it.
Thank you, Joe. Joe, give us a standings update. I really don't want it, but just
oh,
do it.
You're gonna get it anyway because there is a change at the leaderboard, or a moderate change. There's now a tie for first, thanks to Rafael Devers giving Sammy a point. Has him and Gordo now tied at 15. Gordo, you went with Thick Willie. Didn't pay off for you. Pat obviously going with Sedan Rafaela. And me going with the new guy, Danny Jansen, but Jansen only played in 1 series. So your new standings update is a tie for first with 15 between Sammy and Gordo. Pat is behind with 7, and then me in the basement with 4.
Who did Pat take?
Pat went with Danny Jansen.
That's an interesting pick. I don't know how much Jansen's going to play in the series with the 3 righties. He might get 1 game.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Pat was also in the middle of doing like big life stuff when he just kind of threw us a name. So, but I don't make the rules. That's his guy.
He could shock us. Danny could shock us.
This is like, maybe it was like, you know how like we used to punish if like you didn't send your pick in, you'd get Reese McGuire. Like this is kind of just like, even though Danny Jansen is for way more power than Reese, but he took the spot. So that's the pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go first because I forget it wasn't this series. It was last series where I wanted Sedan, but I think Joe took him. So I didn't. So I'm not going to get my pick taken this time. I'm going Jarren Duran. He's going to hit a home run in the same place that he hit the home run in the All-Star game. He's going to be feeling good about himself. I could see him taking like Max Scherzer deep. It makes all the sense in the world. Jarren's been, he didn't have that good of a series. He still was fine, but he hasn't had that good of a back-to-back series with the Yankees and the Mariners. So I I think he's going to get back on it, hit a home run back in Texas where he did it in the All-Star game. Joe, you seem upset. Do you want to give Sammy the next pick?
Yeah, Sammy, go. Gordo fucking stole him. That was my guy.
All right, I'm going to take not hot, but like lukewarm, Thick Willie. I think that the three righties, obviously I'm taking a lefty. So I've hit on Wong and then Devers. Now I'm going for Thick Willie. Let's go. Let's keep the streak going. I'm coming for the crown. I'm going to win both. I'm going to win the series prediction and Crystal Bomb when it's all said and done. You guys are going to be shocked.
I hope you do win the series prediction. If I win the series prediction, I'm not going to be happy about it. But yeah, Willie Abreu hitting a home run right after he didn't for me to put you in the lead would be very on brand. But Joe, who did you settle on, Joe?
Yeah, I was able to regather my thoughts, and I'm able to get it. You know who's hot right now? And that's the first baseman who stepped up.
Yes.
Dom Smith, baby.
Yeah.
He had a great series against Seattle, really used the monster effectively, multiple doubles, had a home run as well. I know they were, I guess when you're talking about the monster, they're kind of fluky home runs, but when you get rolling like that, that's got to carry over, especially in a place like Texas. So I'm going with Dom Smith. He's gonna launch it for me. Plus, there are some more series where I might want to save my big hitters. So I'll go with Dom here.
All right. Let it be said, let it be done. All four of these guys hit home runs in the Sox sweep. Sammy,
Yes.
We're moving on. What do we got?
All right, it's time for your favorite segment. No losers, just winners. This is guys being dudes.
Ooh, chiaha.
All right, so this is the first time we've had the Rangers this year, if I remember correctly. Okay, cool. So we need a player who has played for both the Boston Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. The more obscure, the better. I'm not talking Ian Kinsler. That's too easy. We need someone obscure. Who would like to go first? I'll let you guys choose this time. Gordo, go ahead.
This player in any other context is very obscure, but in the context of this show is not. I couldn't not take Alexi Ogando.
I knew it.
It happened again.
He is.
I was going to ban him, but
No,
I know
can't.
you love him so much. Him and Johan.
I'm going to go to his Instagram while Joe makes his pick and find a good picture of Alexi Ogando to hold up to the screen for you guys.
Okay. Let's see. Texas Rangers. I mean, let's get the obvious ones out there. As you said, Ian Kinsler, Nathan Eovaldi. No. Showing love to Adrian Beltre, but again, too obvious. Gosh, this is a tricky one. Well, let's first bask in this Alexi Ogando photo that Gordo is holding up.
Oh my God. Look at him. He looks like he's melting.
Oh gosh. Sammy, you go. I gotta do some digging on a guy that I've got.
All right. I'm going friend of the freaking program, Will Middlebrooks. He hasn't been on the show before, but we've done little media hits with him. We love to chop it up with Middlebrooks. He's certainly not known for his time in Texas. He's way more of a Red Sox player. Only played 22 games with Texas. But, you know, he bounced around. I believe he's from Texarkana, so it's probably cool for him playing with the Rangers. Oh, more Alexi Ogando content from Gordo. If you're watching on YouTube, you're getting a lot of shirtless Alexi Ogando.
And for that, we apologize.
Yeah, tank top there, so he's slightly more clothed. There's kids around. That's good. Thank you, Alexi. But anyway, my pick is Will Middlebrooks, World Series champion, and there's more Alexi Ogando.
Okay, Gordo, we get it.
Yeah. World Series champion 2013, Will Middlebrooks. He's more of a Red Sox guy than a Texas guy, but yeah, that's my dude. My guy being a dude. Gordo just got kicked out.
Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore.
Joe just kicked Gordo out for posting too much Alexi Ogando. Hey, Gordo, can you say something?
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Okay. But yeah, Gordo just got put in timeout for posting too many shirtless Alexi Ogandos. But anyway, we got Ogando, Middlebrooks. Joe, who you got?
I got one. I got one now. Maybe not insanely obscure, but I feel like this guy needs some love. Key piece in the 2018 championship team. How about Mitchie Two Bags, Mitch Moreland, a dude who was a lifelong Ranger, spent basically his whole career there until 2017. He comes on. He's the new first baseman, taking over, pretty much handling Ramirez's spot. And maybe one of the more underrated hits of that 2018 season when he was in Dodger Stadium, getting that 2-run blast in a pinch hit shot. Of course, guys like us vividly remember it, but you ask anyone else, was a tremendous shot. And even recently was a part of the Savannah Bananas. So
that was cool.
At
We
Fenway.
saw him.
So
yeah, we saw Mitch Moreland play.
Showing some love for Mitch Moreland here.
Who had the better Red Sox career? If you had to say, Mitch Moreland or Alexi Ogando?
Probably the guy who was a big piece in the 2018 World Series, Mitch Moreland, rather than the journeyman reliever, Alexi Ogando, who never really did anything. He had a big lump on his head, too. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Itchy Two Backs.
But Alexi Ogando has more picks on Instagram.
That's 2 strikes, by the way, Gordo. You've mentioned Johan and you've mentioned Ogando.
Oh,
careful on your third one.
I need to make my bullpen of like random Red Sox pitchers who I just like love.
Do you remember Rich Garcia, Gordo? Are you old? I know I'm like 2 years older than you, but you probably remember Rich Garcia, right?
I mean, obviously I know who Rich Garcia is, but no, I actually don't remember watching him pitch.
See, he would have been, if you were born in like 1992, he would have been your guy because he was this big fat dude. He wore 34 before Big Papi, and he would come out and he would be fine every time. Just he's fine.
That's good.
Yeah, El Guapo.
Yeah.
He had a
Reyes Moranta, the other fat pitcher.
Yeah, rest in peace. He just passed away.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. But yeah, Rich Garcia, you would have loved him. He was like a big, I mean, and his nickname's El Guapo, which was obviously a little bit tongue in cheek. So probably a good sense of humor on him too.
It's funny though.
Yeah, it's a good guy.
Should we do some Nuff Said here?
Yeah, I got one. I'm fucking pissed.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I went to the Red Sox game on Tuesday, and my girlfriend is a Seattle Mariners fan. She's from Seattle, so she was like, "Hey, can we go watch Luis Castillo warm up?" And I was like, "Sure, we can go watch Luis Castillo warm up. Let's go down by the field and watch Luis Castillo warm up." So we go down there, and we're watching him stretch and everything. He's about to start throwing. And there's a lot of kids around us, probably like little kids, very little kids. They probably never seen a major league pitcher warm up, let alone a guy like Luis Castillo, who's a horse. This guy's a stud. So I kind of back up, get out of the way, and like let these kids, and then my girlfriend, who's like a Seattle fan, like let them go see Castillo. This isn't really for me. And this security guard, granted, this is 35 minutes before the game starts. 35. She's like, everyone got to get out, got to go back to your seats. She's running up and down right field, Mariners bullpen, Red Sox bullpen, making sure, doing everything she can to make sure that these kids can't get anywhere near watching this guy warm up. There's nobody behind them who's trying to see the guys stretch with the trainer on the field or do whatever. There's absolutely no reason. So I just thought it was super lame. This is the second time we're talking about how we've been disappointed by Fenway security. In the last few episodes, we had the sign problem with the dude not giving our guy Tyler his Dom Smith sign back, which was really lame. And now this lady who's just like, my mission in life is to make sure these children have no joy, at Fenway Park. I just thought it was the lamest thing I've ever seen. I wanted to be a complete Karen and write Fenway Park a thing. Be like, this security guard was so rude to the kids. And I'm not even I don't love being around kids. To be honest, they annoy me a little bit, but that's how you grow the game is you get little kids into baseball. And this lady was just way, way, way over the top, not even close to game time, just kicking all these little kids and their parents out so they can't watch this guy warm up. Again, nothing to see on the field. Absolutely nothing. Nobody's missing anything. Nobody was complaining, but this lady, just awful performance by her. I hope she feels bad. That was embarrassing. You made a lot of little kids feel bad. Shame on you, Fenway security lady. Be better.
Yeah, I feel like when there's no one complaining, it's one thing if someone's coming to their seats and you're standing in their seats. It's like, okay, they paid for the seat, they can have the seat. But outside of that, it's just why do you have to? And granted, there's security in other ballparks that I've seen be stricter than at Fenway. I think Fenway security in some aspects is lax, which is good because it's supposed to be a friendly place, but with the sign and with kicking people out of seats that no one's in just to, when they want to watch warm-ups like this, just don't be a hard ass just to be a hard ass. Like,
Yeah,
people are just
relax.
there to enjoy themselves. Like,
yeah, when you get a guy like at the Yankees series, like that guy who is like trying to fight people and friggin' going out the cops and going at security.
There you go.
That's when you step up and like,
That's your job.
put a guy in their place. And they did a great job, and we gave them credit for that. But this was just crap. This was just you're ruining the time of these little kids. And again, 35 minutes before first pitch, there's nothing happening on the field other than the guys warming up. Why don't you let the little kids get close to the major league players? They may never have an opportunity like that ever again at that age. Like, you don't get that many, core memory moments. And this could have been a core memory for these kids. And I just like, oh God, it was so cringe. This lady, like, get out. Like, she's running back and forth to both bullpens like her head is on fire. Just pathetic. A very inhuman experience I saw. So shame on her. Sorry, kids. I hope you had a good time anyway.
No, you know what you do next time? Next time you see that is you go down into the bullpen and you just stay there. You go to where all those kids are. You just stay and you watch, and you're not even acknowledging her. She's like right here. You gotta move. I'm watching Castillo. I'm seeing how that curveball moves.
And you know what's funny is there was another security guard there, and he was kind of like, I could tell he was kind of like, okay, all right, yeah, you got to go back to your seat, but like, it's 6:35 right now. We're not even close to game time. Like, it's not a big deal. If it were 7:05 and they were 5 minutes away from the game starting, fine. Okay, go back to your seat. We're about to get going here. But for the third time, 35 minutes before first pitch. Lighten up.
Agreed. Lighten up. People are just trying to have a good time at the ballpark. It's kids. Joe, you got one for us? You got anything at the end?
I do got one just really quickly because Saturday, for those that weren't at the game against the Yankees, you might have seen all four of us there for the first time out there. You normally see Gordo and Sammy. Sometimes you'll see Gordo, Sammy, and Pat, but it was the first time that I've been a part of this podcast in the 4 months that I've been around, that all four of us were able to get on the field, gather some content, and enjoy a game together. And I just want to express my appreciation to you fellas. I know it's only been 4 months, but I definitely had a lot of fun watching that game. Had a lot of fun getting on the field and getting to see Matt Damon and Casey Affleck as a bonus, which is my enough said on top of my enough said, to see some local Boston guys return home. And Matt Damon and Casey Affleck are those celebrities who you just feel good about, where it's hard to hate them because they want to act like you and me. They want to act like all of us and as regular fans. But you saw them take some batting practice throughout the first pitch. So just a great day on Saturday for all four of us to be together at the same time.
But one negative, I did hear Matt Damon say something bad. It was really bad, very disturbing. He said, "Have a catch" instead of "play catch," and I was a little bit He in the media scrum when I was right behind him, and he said, "Yeah, it was great to come to Fenway Park and have a catch," and I almost just walked off the field right there, and just disappointment, head in my hand, but. Nobody's perfect. Even Matt Damon says silly things like "have a catch" as if it's 1895. But yes, Joe, that was a great time, despite probably the most painful Red Sox loss of the year. But
yeah,
we made something of it.
It's like we got to meet like Matt Damon and Casey Affleck, and then still at the end of the night, we're just like, God damn it,
nothing good happened today.
Why me?
But that's we're big Sox guys over everything. You gotta win.
No, but it's one thing the Red Sox have been doing this year for sure is upping the ante for like the caliber of people. And this can be my enough said too, but upping the caliber of people that they have come in for the first pitches. Like, they've had so many celebrities in the house this year for first pitches, and there's never been a better time to be like in our position, just like able to hang around on the field before the game. Like we literally got to meet Matt Damon and Casey Affleck, and then 2 days later, I am asking the host of Jeopardy, Ken Jennings, a trivia question, which we're not gonna talk about it here because the video is not out, but that will be coming your way. Maybe at the end of the year, we might hold that one for a while, for reasons that we'll let you in on later. But I mean, it's just like Like we go to get content with the players, but it's like if there's an interesting person there, you can get content with anybody. And very cool to meet those people. And it's just like, damn, you're like around A-list celebrities. It's like the players that like you get content with, they're trying to get pictures with the celebrities that are there. So that's cool stuff. I guess the last thing, the one thing that's been on my mind, and I'm just gonna say it because I know I'm gonna forget about it, but it's like an interesting enough said thing because it has nothing to do with anything. So we took the dog to the vet for his routine checkup like a couple weeks ago, and he got a new like rabies shot tag, and it's like a different texture than the last one. And so now when he walks around the house, he sounds like a completely different dog. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it used to sound like jingle, 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 and now it sounds like jingle, jingle, jingle. It's like he walks around. It's like a different. It's as if
different speeds.
He's just a different dog now.
Boy, well, he's got great ears.
He does have great ears. I'll miss him when I'm in Texas, but he does have very floppy ears that'll be happy to flop back and forth when I get back. Anything else before you wrap this thing up?
Nah, just go to Texas and go get those dubs.
Let's change the course of history.
Be on the if it hasn't happened by the time you're listening, be on the lookout for maybe some promotions of some highly touted prospects or some rumblings around town that some of these guys might get bumped up a level, which just makes us one step closer to being the deadliest Red Sox team ever. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, agreed. Feels like that could be coming. Roman Anthony, 2 massive homer game. We'll see what happens. There's been some spots on the AAA roster opened up. So we'll see if not by the time you hear this, maybe not by the end, maybe Monday. We'll see.
Someone named something like Carcelo Bayer or Ryler Peel, maybe Stroman Fanfafany, names like that sound kind of like that.
Smamphany, he's really good. That is the next top 100 guy that is going to be making waves to the Red Sox organization. Smamphany.
Pile of Steel.
Ooh, Pile of Steel. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you just be on the lookout. Some of the big 3 maybe or guys in that realm might be on the way to Worcester, which I still have not been to. I got it. We got to do a play.
Yeah, same here.
When they're there, we'll definitely make the trip and go on the field there. I've not been on
more
the field.
Flannels.
What does Worcester do? Like what are they known for?
Like serving whiskey in a Dixie cup.
All right, so that'll be the new home run celebration is whiskey
Plastic
shots
cup.
out of a Dixie cup.
And it's the well. You guys know what the well is?
No.
So when you go to a bar and you order like a shot of whiskey, they'll be like, "What do you want?" You can be like, "Oh, I'll get like Knob Creek," or "Oh, I'm in college, I'll get Jameson." If you're really down bad, you just say, "Just give me the well." And it's like whatever they got, like the lowest quality, like crap, like just whatever. It's for people who just want to do a shot. They don't care what it tastes like. So drinking from the well out of a Dixie cup. That's Worcester. Let's go.
And that will be the big 3 when they hit bombs and have a new home run celebration. Dixie cups, drink it from the well.
No issues there.
Nope. No, there could not be a problem with that. But thank you for tuning in. Episode 107 of Play Tessie. Sox Ranger series coming up. Every series is a big series at this point in the year when the Red Sox are where they are in the standings on the borderline of a wild card spot, just a couple games out. Appreciate you tuning in. Before you go about your day, click on something else, go back to work. Remember, hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening. And if you subscribed already, go to another platform and subscribe there. We're on YouTube. We're on the WEI page. We got a Play Tessie podcast playlist within there. So you can hit the thumbs up on those videos. And if you've been watching on there, again, go to a podcast platform and subscribe, which we really appreciate because it helps us out a ton. Also on the socials at Play Tessie on both Twitter and Instagram. For Sammy, for Joe, this has been Play Tessie. It's Gordo here. Episode 107. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.